How's it going, everybody? The PlayStation Gamescom sale is running from now until September 9th, and there's a ton of absolute bangers on sale for up to 90% off. Every day I put together lists of the top games you can get at a deep discount, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. If any physical editions exist, you can find them down in the description, but with that out of the way, that's enough yapping from me, so let's get straight into it. For $28, 30% off, Satisfactory is a first-person open-world factory-building game set on a vast 30-square-kilometer alien planet where you harvest resources, construct sprawling multi-story factories, and automate production lines with conveyor belts, pipes, trucks, and trains in an ever-expanding industrial empire. Explore diverse biomes, encounter local wildlife, and build solo or with friends in co-op as you optimize your factory to perfection for Fix-It Inc. It's a 91 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 230 hours to platinum. For $21, 65% off, Persona 3 Reload is a reimagined RPG where you step into the shoes of a transfer student thrust into the mysterious Dark Hour, awakening powerful abilities while forging bonds that shape the fate of friends and the world. You'll explore this hidden hour, engage in turn-based combat against shadows, and balance daily life on Port Island, from attending school and part-time jobs to deepening relationships that influence the story. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $20, 67% off, Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, brings 3 iconic stories to a new generation, with enhanced textures, draw distances, and GTA 5-style controls for a more modernized experience. Explore bustling Liberty City with Claude, neon-soaked Vice City with Tommy Vercetti, and early San Andreas as CJ, with recent patches bringing them more in line with the original experiences. It's a 95 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 130 hours to get all 3 platinums. For $18, 10% off, Moss, the Forgotten Relic unites both beloved Moss games into a definitive experience, sending you into a mythic fallen kingdom slowly reclaimed by untamed nature. Form a powerful bond with Quill, a small but courageous mouse who looks to you for guidance, solve handcrafted diorama-like environmental puzzles, face arcane threats with optional skip combat accessibility, and dive into all-included Twilight Garden DLC content. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $15, 70% off, Resident Evil 4 Gold Edition is a survival horror action-adventure where Agent Leon S. Kennedy is sent to a remote European village to rescue the president's kidnapped daughter, uncovering a terrifying mystery at every turn. Experience modernized gameplay, a reimagined storyline, and detailed graphics as you battle infected villagers, solve puzzles, and navigate intense environments that demand strategy and careful resource management. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $16, 20% off, Cultic sends you crawling from your grave to fight through the ranks of a twisted cult, blending lethal combat with immersive survival horror in this haunting retro-style FPS. Explore rural 1960s America's cult outposts and catacombs in Chapter 1, storm the ravaged streets of New Grandul in Chapter 2, wield mid-century firearms and explosives, and test your skills across survival mode leaderboards with the included Cult Miss bonus map. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $17, 75% off, Dead Space is a sci-fi survival horror experience, following engineer Isaac Clarke sent to repair the massive USG Ishimura only to find the crew dead and his partner Nicole missing. Fight through twisted necromorphs using improvised engineering weapons, explore claustrophobic corridors in zero-gravity areas, soak in rich environmental storytelling, and master strategic dismemberment combat as unrelenting dread builds throughout the ship. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $14, 65% off, Spyro Reignited Trilogy brings the classic platforming adventures of the iconic Purple Dragon back with gorgeous HD visuals, re-recorded voice lines, and modernized controls throughout all 3 games. Across 3 fully remastered games, Spyro the Dragon, Ripto's Rage, and Year of the Dragon, you'll glide through vibrant worlds, rescue dragons, and take down mischievous villains in colorful fashion. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to get all 3 platinums. For $16, 60% off, Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition combines the base game along with all official add-ons, including Far Harbor, Automatron, and Nuka World, offering a complete post-apocalyptic experience. Set as the sole survivor of Vault 111, you decide the fate of the wasteland, choosing whether to join rival factions or go it alone while shaping your character's story through the special system and hundreds of perks. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $20, 60% off. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion is a remastered HD prequel to Final Fantasy VII, featuring updated graphics, fully voiced dialogue, and a newly arranged soundtrack that brings the story to life like never before. Step into the shoes of Zack Fair, a young soldier operative admired by heroes and loved by a girl who holds the planet's fate, as he unravels dark mysteries and shapes the legacy that connects him to Cloud. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $15, 25% off. MIO Memories in Orbit is a beautiful Metroidvania where you awaken MIO, a nimble robot, to explore the mysterious vessel, a massive technological ark overgrown with vegetation and rogue machines. Explore a captivating, interconnected universe full of secrets and curiosities, earn new abilities to climb, glide, and master movement, and face over 30 enemies and 15 Guardian bosses while uncovering the vessel's lost memories. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $17, 50% off. Sea of Stars is a turn-based RPG where you follow two children of the solstice who harness the power of the sun and moon to battle an ancient alchemist's monstrous creations and uncover hidden secrets. You'll explore lush islands, solve environmental puzzles, and engage in timing-based combat that rewards precise inputs, smart party synergy, and creative use of spells and combos across a richly crafted, retro-inspired world. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $12, 60% off. Dead by Daylight is an asymmetrical multiplayer horror game where 4 survivors struggle to escape a relentless killer in a dark, eldritch realm where death offers no refuge and terror lurks around every corner. Choose your role as a vicious killer hunting every move, or a survivor using stealth, strategy, and teamwork to evade gruesome death, with each character featuring deep progression systems and customizable perks. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 150 hours to platinum. For $17, 75% off. Star Wars Outlaws is an open-world action-adventure game where you play as scoundrel Kay Vess, risking it all to gain freedom and carve out a new life while navigating the galaxy's dangerous criminal underworld. Explore bustling cities and sprawling outdoor landscapes on your speeder, take on high-stakes missions for crime syndicates, and pilot your ship, the Trailblazer, in thrilling dogfights against the Empire and rival outlaws. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $27, 45% off. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is a celebration of the franchise's early years, bundling iconic arcade classics alongside beloved home versions and rare fan-favorite releases. It features online play with rollback netcode, one-button unlocks for all secrets, character histories, story timelines, and a Digital Eclipse interactive documentary with exclusive interviews from original creators Ed Boon, John Tobias, and more. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $20, 50% off. Street Fighter VI is the latest evolution of the iconic fighting franchise, powered by Capcom's RE engine and featuring 3 immersive modes, World Tour, Fighting Ground, and Battle Hub for both casual and competitive players. Step into the shoes of 18 legendary and new fighters, each redesigned with cinematic specials, unique abilities, and a range of classic, modern, or dynamic controls to master combat at any skill level. It's a 91 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $27, 33% off. STALKER Legends of the Zone Trilogy delivers a remastered survival FPS experience across 3 iconic games, Shadow of Chernobyl, Clear Sky, and Call of Pripyat, bringing the haunting, radioactive zone to a new generation. Explore deadly anomalies, face mutated creatures, navigate faction conflicts, and make morally charged decisions in a dark, atmospheric world where danger and solitude define every step. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 100 hours to get all 3 platinums. For $36, 60% off. Sonic Racing Crossworlds Deluxe Edition races you across land, sea, air, and space, warping through travel rings into new dimensions that reshape each track as you race. Choose from 23 iconic Sonic characters, mix and match between 45 vehicles and 70 gadgets, dominate opponents with 23 power-up items, race across 24 tracks and 15 crossworlds, and dive into this edition's Season Pass with Sonic Prime characters and 6 content packs. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $23, 20% off. Scott Pilgrim EX unites Scott Pilgrim and Ramona Flowers with 5 former foes, fighting their way across a fractured Toronto to reunite their bandmates and save the city from evil. Fight as one of 7 playable characters, including Matthew Patel and Robot01. String together stylish combos and wacky weapons, upgrade your fighter with special badges, and team up with up to 3 friends locally or online in 4-player co-op mayhem. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $15, 75% off, Psychonauts 2 is a whimsical platform adventure where Raz Aquato, a young psychic and acrobat, joins the secretive international espionage group, the Psychonauts, to stop a hidden mole and save the organization. Explore the minds of friends and foes, using psychic powers to solve clever puzzles, battle inner demons, unlock hidden memories, and manipulate environments across acrobatic, quirky, and creatively designed worlds. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $16, 80% off, the Star Wars Jedi bundle unites 2 galaxy-spanning action adventures, following an abandoned Padawan mastering the lightsaber in Fallen Order while staying one step ahead of the Empire. Continue Cal Kestis' story 5 years later in Survivor, facing an increasingly desperate fight as the galaxy descends further into darkness, pushed to the edges of the galaxy and surrounded by threats new and familiar. It's an 83 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $18, 70% off, Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance is a dark RPG where you play an Ahobino in post-apocalyptic Tokyo, wielding immense power to survive and shape the ongoing conflict between angels and demons. You'll experience 2 complete story paths while exploring sprawling wastelands, battling or befriending hundreds of demons, uncovering hidden secrets, and making impactful choices that determine the world's ultimate fate. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 150 hours to platinum. For $17, 75% off, Atomic Heart is a first-person action adventure set in an alternate Soviet utopia where humans once lived alongside loyal robots until a tragic accident unleashes mutant creatures, superpowered machines, and rebelling robots. Using your experimental power glove, blades, and cutting-edge weaponry, you'll fight frenetic, high-stakes battles, combine skills with environmental advantages, and upgrade your arsenal to survive. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $14, 45% off, Ender Magnolia Bloom in the Mist is a 2D action RPG where you play as an attuner who must save homunculi driven mad by toxic fumes while exploring the desolate land of fumes. You'll battle fearsome enemies, purify corrupted souls, and master 30 unique skills alongside companions through abandoned cities, laboratories, and grand academies in a hauntingly beautiful post-apocalyptic world full of danger and wonder. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $15, 65% off, Devil May Cry HD Collection and 4 Special Edition bundle is a stylish action bundle that lets you experience Dante's full demon-slaying saga across Devil May Cry 1 through 3 and Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. You'll unleash high-octane, combo-driven combat with multiple playable characters, iconic weapons, and escalating difficulty that rewards mastery, precision, and flashy skill expression across the entire series. It's an 84 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 180 hours to get all 4 platinums. Alright, that's it for today's list, everybody. If you've played any of these already, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your insights help others find great games too, it's not just mine. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support, but to all you out there who watch, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well, thank you. You're the reason I'm still having fun making all these videos every day, and I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you out there. If you can spare $1 a month, you get early access to all my videos, and it helps me out more than you know. But I know times are tough out there, so all I do ask is, if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any new sale stuff that I put out, leave a like, and comment down below if you've got any of these platinums or plan on going for any of them.